Stacy and welcome to Omni Club. I am so excited to have you here because this place is awesome. There's so much happening that I know it might get a little overwhelming, so this is the welcome video and I'm going to give you a quick little tour around so you won't miss a thing. Omni Club's a great place to be. There's two main sections of the site. There are the forums where you can do all sorts of chatting, and we have events and crochet alongs and swaps. And we also have the library, which is where you'll find out about all of the downloads and the content that's available. I'm going to have content available throughout the month, and you can keep reading below for the schedule of content. So let me just give you a little tour. Now, you clicked on the library page, and that's how you got here. If you're not watching this from the library page, like if you're watching this from YouTube, then you want to go to freshstitches.com/club so that you can sign up and see all the cool stuff that we're talking about. So here in the library, this is almost like a newsletter where I'm going to talk to you about what's available for the month. And pardon me, something that's important to keep in mind is that the offerings are available for the month and just for that limited time. So you want to download your pattern, you want to download your ebooks when they're available to you because they're going to be rotating out. So someone who signs up next month will get those next month patterns, but they won't have access retroactively to the previous ones. So when you see something, go ahead and download it. All of the files are available under your account to download, but in the library I give you a brief paragraph and talk a bit about them and remind you to go download them. So obviously the most exciting part, I think, is the crochet pattern of the month. So this month for December, it's Bentley the bear, and he's a super adorable bear. And he has crocheted in arms. So that's the new technique we're learning this month. There are 3 videos. And these are exclusive videos for club members, and they're embedded in the library here. So of course you want to watch them, but if you're not, you watch them and you want to save them for later, go ahead and save the URL. These are hidden videos on YouTube, so that means that you can get to them if you have the link. But if you don't have the direct link, then you can't access them, right? So they're not available for public viewing. So if you go ahead and copy that link, you might want to keep it somewhere. You might want to write it on the pattern if you print it out. So these videos are always available for you, but the links aren't going to remain up because next month we're moving on to a new pattern. Members also get 10% off all craft eyes. So you'll want to go to shop, click on eyes. So Bentley uses 12mm black craft eyes, but there's no reason you can't do something fun. Comic eyes, colored eyes, all sorts of things. Those are 10% off to you all the time. As long as you're logged in, the member discount will pop up in the shopping cart. So that's a lot of fun too. If you keep scrolling down, I have ebooks available, and these are going to rotate out. So if you keep looking down, I have a schedule posted. So the pattern will always be posted on the 1st of the month, and in general, ebook content is posted around the 15th of the month. So a new thing will be coming in December 15th. So you want to go ahead and grab the one that's there now. So that's a crochet hook guidebook, which is really useful. A lot of time, Omni Club is meant, I just want to say, for all levels of crocheters, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But even if you've just started crocheting, this is a great place for you to learn. I really think that doing small pieces worked in the round is the best way to practice your crocheting. And when I teach crocheting, a lot of times people just they feel like they're not getting it. And of course it's hard to start, but if you've been crocheting for a little while and you just feel like it's not clicking, I really recommend you change your hook. So if you have a look at the crochet hook guidebook that I've included, I'll tell you different parts of the crochet hook, different places. This might be hard for you if you're a loose crocheter or a tight crocheter, and have a look at that and then maybe try out a different crochet hook, and it might really improve your crochet style. So that's a great download for you as well. Let's see, keep going. So we'll get new ebook contents on the 15th, and the schedule is there. There's 2 schedules. There's one for the schedule every month, and then there's one that's more specific for the month of December. So December, lots happening. There's always going to be lots happening. We're having a swap So we're having a greeting card swap that starts the 8th, and we're also having a crochet along that begins the 15th. So it's going to be a snowman crochet along, and all of the crochet alongs that you do as part of Omni Club, the pattern is included in your membership. So when we announce that the crochet along is about to start, we'll give you a little warning so you can get your materials and things like that. And then the day that it launches, the pattern will appear in your downloads. So you can go to my account, and I'll include the link to my account also when we announce the crochet along. So you can just go and download it and crochet along with us, all as part of your membership fee. So there's that. And what other events are happening? We're getting some charity events rolling, looking for charities. So if you know of one, or you just want to make for one, that accept stuffed animals for kids, and we're going to have those ongoing, swapping out charities throughout the year. So that's another really exciting thing that we're doing. So all of that's great content that you're getting all of the time, and videos and tutorials, but there's also the forums, which I think are really the heart of Omni Club. So if you click on community, you get taken to the forums, and you'll see that they're divided into a couple of different membership areas. So to get started, you definitely want to click on the new start here, because we're all new. And I've included in those threads tutorials for how to use the forums. And I've also put all those tutorials into an ebook download that's available in your account. Just how to post an image, how to post a link, things like that to get you used to it. We really want you to share photos of what you're making, but we don't have the ability to upload the photos onto the site, because that's just like, well, that would be a lot of storage space. So you can post images that are hosted somewhere else. So they might be ones you put in your Flickr account, they might be ones you put on Instagram, they might be Ravelry projects, you might put them on Facebook, and I've shown you the tutorial for how to insert a link, and then you can share with us everything you're working on. I definitely want you to introduce yourself. We want to know who you are. And I've included tutorials for how to change your avatar. So if you want to have your pretty little face shining there, or the favorite thing that you've ever crocheted, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you're a pretty heart-shaped yarn ball with a crochet hook, which is fine too. So then you'll notice the different areas. So we have one for crocheting, of course, that's where you share things that you're working on. And we also have a prize every month. So if you share your amigurumi, and the best photo for the month will win a Fresh Stitches pattern, and that's ongoing every month. So we do want you to share lots of photos, what you're working on. And we always have a crochet along for the pattern of the month. So you'll see there's a Bentley crochet along. Post your progress photos, post any questions, troubles, anything like that, so we can all help each other out and see what you're up to, because there's lots of different combinations, colors. I have posted a couple of variations depending on how you want to do the eyes and things like that, and so we want to see what you're working on too. Now, the huge thing that I'm super excited about, besides all the other stuff I'm super excited about, is the designer maker area of the forums. So I just know from experience that so many of you want to either design your own items or make items for sale at craft markets or online. And so all Fresh Stitches patterns, you're welcome to sell the finished objects, either online or in person. And many of you probably know I've taught a Design Your Own Monster course, which shows you how to create basic shapes on Craftsy. And side note, you can go to classes, and those are links to all my Craftsy classes. And in the membership area, in the forums, I provide discount codes, so you'll always be able to get 50% off of all of my Craftsy classes if that's something you want to do. Okay, so all that. So lots of you are designing, lots of you want to start making patterns, some of you are already making patterns, and so we have an area meant for advanced crocheters. That's self-defined. I'm roughly saying it's people at the skill level who have taken the Design a Monster course, but you don't have, that's not like a prerequisite, but it's meant for people who are interested in learning new techniques, interested in selling their items. We're going to have tips about craft fairs, tips about writing patterns, all that. That's like, there isn't a community for that right now, and so that's our place to do that. So I'm super excited about it. You'll also notice in the downloads, I've posted design paper you don't have to use it, but this is how I take notes when I'm making a design. So if I do like a head, that's 10 rounds of increasing and 10 plain rounds and then 5 decrease rounds. I just write 10 with a circle around it plus 10 and then 5 with a circle around it to say to get back down to a 5 level, which is 30 stitches. So that's just what I use, and I'm putting it up there so everyone's free to use it. I find it super quick to just write stuff down, and I even take existing patterns and just translate it into my quick format because I can fit it on like a post-it note and just throw it in my project bag with me. So that's free for you to use. And one of my hopes, don't hold me to it, but one of my hopes is that well, you all know my patterns are very detailed and they have progress photos, and they're very involved and time consuming to make a pattern because I want those available to everyone of all levels and to never have trouble. But I also do things creatively, like for me, and I post them on Instagram, and people are like, oh, how do you do that? And you know, to be honest, maybe I'm making some funky, I don't know, like elf with antlers or whatever, and like only 10 people would buy that pattern. So it's not really worth the effort to go through 20 hours of photos and editing and this and that. But I am really happy to share with you how I've done it. So what I'd like to start doing is posting, they're not patterns, they're just like the direction, like how I did it in this quickie format. That I can share with the advanced crocheters who don't need the step-by-step help, but I can share with you how I'm doing some different techniques and things like that. So that's like kind of my goal. So if we all use this quickie shorthand, then we can do things like that. Like for example, I crocheted Nelson, the new Nelson logo, and he's just so detailed. There's no way I'm gonna write him up as a pattern, but if people want to know how I did it, then that's a way I can communicate with you. It is the advanced crocheters area, and it's not like, right, I'm not screening people, but it's meant for us to have discussions about the advanced techniques. So if you're a beginner, feel free to look, but it's not the place where we're going to be answering questions about how to do the complicated thing. Well, I mean, like, if you want to make the Nelson, you're going to have, like, and the notes, you're going to have to do your homework to work your way up to that level of crocheting, you know, because this is the place just so we can talk about things at a higher level. So I do have 2 Craftsy courses, well 3, I have a lot of Craftsy courses, but 2 specifically that are really good that teach you how to crochet and then how to design, and that's like the level of crocheting experience, then you can jump in and like have all these things. And also we're going to be talking about craft fair advice and stuff like that. So I'm really, really, really excited. I'm also going to be uploading a PDF that's a design technique. So look for that in the library too. So my hope is that we'll just keep talking about different shapes, different things like that, sharing ideas and things like that. So people have asked me, and I just think it's worth saying, like, how can you teach people to design? Like, aren't you scared they're gonna like run you out of business? And my favorite saying is, a rising tide lifts all boats, right? So like, if the water's rising, all of the boats go up. So I really think the more people we have just posting photos of great stuffed animals, the more well-written patterns that we have out there, I think the more and more people are going to be interested in this craft. And I think it's just beneficial for all of us. It's not like there's only 10 people out there making stuffed animals and like we're fighting for them. Lots of people make stuffed animals, and we're growing new stuffed animal makers all the time. And so I think it's a really exciting place that we can share and collaborate and have fun. So all of that's happening on Omni Club. A couple of details that I know are so boring, but I have to say them. So your billing happens a month from when you sign up. So a lot of you have probably signed up under a free trial this month for the Black Friday weekend thing, and so the billing would happen a month after that date, and your content is accessible during that time, right? And then it would subscribe you again, and content is accessible for a month. So again, download things that you can download and you can see. Because everyone signs up on different dates, and I've This is not my first subscription thing. It's just a train wreck to try and make sure everyone signs up on the same day. Doesn't work. So you'll just have different content available all the time, you know. So if you sign up on December 15th, you're going to be able to download the Bentley pattern. And then, since yours doesn't expire until January 15th, you are going to also get the January crochet pattern. And that's just how it works. There's new content happening all the time. And so just pay attention to the schedule and remember to download that content, because depending on your sign up date, it might only be there for 3 days before it like moves on to the next thing. So just make sure to go ahead and grab those things before you get going. And the other technical detail that I think is super important. So I'm not going to send out emails to everyone every time we post something new. That's just too much, like, you know, it's a lot going on. So what I really recommend you do is, if you're interested in updates because you don't want to miss anything, there's a news and announcements forum. I recommend you subscribe. It's a locked forum. I'm the only one who can post to it, and I'm only going to post to it when there's an actual announcement, like I've posted the new pattern, or there's a new swap starting. So I'm not planning on that. You shouldn't really hear something more than once a week, maybe once every 4 days. But that's the best way to make sure you're getting the updates, you know, because you don't want to just forget you have this subscription and then like 3 months later, like, I didn't get any of my patterns. Because I hope you can appreciate that with the number of members we have, it's really not possible for me to email you a previous month's pattern if you forgot to download it. So I recommend you subscribe to the forum, and I've posted a tutorial on how to do that in the forum tutorial folder. And that way you'll just get a little bing in your email that says, you know, there's a new forum post, and they'll say what it is. And so that's what's happening. I am so happy to have you here with me, and tell your friends, tell other people. I think this is a really great place to be, and I hope you go over to the forum, say hi, and post what you're working on so that we can get to know you. Bye, see you around.